Alright, welcome to this cast of one of the games from our StarCraft 2 versus 2 tournament. I forget which game number this is. It's one of the early ones that we played online, and so I'm casting from replay. I know the outcome, but wasn't involved in this game, so I don't remember exactly how it went down, so have fun watching just like you will. Right now we're hovering over, indeed, the orange Zerg, spawning here on the 3 o'clock position. His ally, Wedge, the blue Protoss. Blue. Colors! Green Protoss. Well, obviously that's blue. I mean, you can tell. He spawns here, 2 o'clock position. They're on the right side here of Tirador Keep. On the left, their opponents. Shadow Lord, the pink Protoss, spawning in the, I guess I'd call it the 10 o'clock position. 11 o'clock position, we got Quailman, the teal Zerg. Shockingly, Quailman's not pink in this game. That kind of makes me sad. Quailman going for a very early pool. That looks like that might have been an 8 pool or a 10 pool. So he may be trying to put some early aggression on. I don't know how I feel about that on this map. I suppose that's not terrible. Of course, Indeed also going for an early pool. Looks like a similar timing. Well, that's going to kind of negate itself out, I would assume. Both Protosses look like they're playing pretty normally. Well, no, I say that. Shadow Lord has 2 gateways down, and Wedge does not have anything down. He just has a pylon. Okay, is he going for a fast expansion, or... He is. He's going Nexus first, actually. Interesting. I guess they're banking on Indeed's early Zergling rush to kind of hold off of any early aggression. Oh, and the Zerglings run right past the drone of Quailman. Uh-oh, is that drone? That drone has become a spine crawler. Let's see if it's in Indeed's vision. Well, he's going over to the... He can see it. He just isn't looking at it. Oh no, he's kind of going forward with the attack. But he doesn't know is that Shadow Lord is more than prepared. He's going to have 3 Zealots out when that push comes. Plus Quailman's got 6 Zerglings and 2 Spines waiting of his own. This attack is going to do next to nothing. Oh, and the probe's going to surround. Well, the Zerglings kill a couple, but that's not nearly enough damage. And now, the Spine is rooting next to the worker line. Oh no! That's not gonna go well. A couple of Zerglings try to go and deal with the situation. The Queen goes in. Oh, that's a second Spine Crawler from Quailman. Oh my goodness! This is the worst case scenario for Indeed and for Wedge. Oh, and the Queen falls. Looks like Wedge is trying to build some units to help his ally out. He's got the forge down. He's trying to get his infrastructure in place. I don't know. I think Indeed is going to lose everything here. He managed to get out with a few drones. He's building a big wave of Zerglings. And they didn't all pop at once, unfortunately. There they are. And fortunately, the one Spine's distracted on the spawning pool. It looks like he might get that first spine, that second Spine crawler. Well, that's good. That's one good thing about this situation. And 3 Spine crawlers coming down for Indeed. I guess as a last resort. And now he has 1 drone. He should really cancel those Spines. Oh, oh, good, he did. Well, he's gonna let the 1 finish. Let the 2 finish. Okay, well, he's gonna be safe against any kind of this early harassment. Wow. Quailman was able to put on a lot of pressure with those early Zerglings and Spine Crawlers. I shudder to look at the units lost tab. Wow. Quailman's lost relatively little, and he's done massive casualties to both of his opponents. Meanwhile, Shadow Lord's been able to expand safely. He's built up some infrastructure. Oh, and that's a pretty decently sized Zealot rush coming in. Oh, but the proton cannon is going to do a ton of damage to those zealots. This is not a great place to engage. Fortunately, Zerglings and zealots themselves don't do nearly enough. Oh, now he's just outside the range of that cannon. Well, he got the one zealot there. That cannon is in a good spot. Oh, and the stalker comes in to reinforce. And the Zergling is eating some probe shields. More Zerglings on the way from Quailman. Wow. Quailman has invested in Zergling speed. It's just still a ways away still. And now it's a Stalker versus Stalker fight, but the one Stalker has reduced shields already. Wow, there's been a lot of less than great control here this game so far. That Stalker looks like it's stuck. I guess it can't get out there. That pylon and building placement allowed that cannon to be safe from and to be a good defense against these early rushes, but at the same time, it's prevented the Stalker from being able to get out. Well, Warp Gate's almost done. Once that happens, you shouldn't have any more problems with it. And Shadowlord's got the proxy pylon. They know that the base isn't down yet. Wedge does have the expansion up, and indeed is just now regaining a somewhat normal-looking economy. This is just going from bad to worse. Shadowlord's got his expansion up. So does Quailman. Let's look at the income tab. Yeah, Wedge has managed to stay pretty normalized on harvesters, but indeed is looking very bad, especially for a Zerg player. Only on one base. Shadowlord's gearing up for to try to get an overwhelming force here at this front position. And Quailman is checking up at the moment. He's not decided on how they're going to continue this assault. And not decided what units to use. Looks like Shadowlord's continuing to warp in units at this proxy position. He's got Zealots, Stalkers, and a Sentry. Wedge is trying to go up the tech tree. He's got almost a skeleton crew of defense here, but he does have the cannons, which will provide some very nice covering fire. Indeed is just now getting to the point where he can start to add on some units in zone to help out with this defense. But that's what it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be defense, because Shadowlord and Quailman still have an overwhelming edge. And now Quailman building roaches, that's going to give him a lot more damage potential and I guess just bulk to make this attack force that much stronger. Of course, there's already plenty of bulk here with all those zealots. Sentries there, providing the good support caster abilities. I'd like to see a few more Stalkers in this army going forward. I'd like to see as he continues to make this push to add Stalkers into the mix. Their range is very useful, especially since roaches are a low range unit, and so are at least these Zerglings and Zealots. But at this point, I don't know if it makes too much of a difference. They could do just about anything; they'd probably work. A couple roaches out now for Indeed. He's trying to add on units as best as he can. He does have now economy to support basic unit production, but it may be too little too late. And this is going to be a very scary push. It looks like they may be able to come from both sides if they coordinate this well. That seems to be what they're going for. This is going to be very difficult for Wedge and Indeed to hold. Army's coming in from the right, the army's coming in from the left. Everything is just getting completely surrounded. Units are falling. There goes the standing defenses. The final units are gone. All they have is the few defensive structures and any reinforcements they can warp in. Wedge is trying his hardest to bring in new units. Indeed's building new units. But this base is going to fall. They didn't even have to use any of those sentry energy. And those sentries have a lot of energy. They'll be able to do just terrible, terrible things even if there is a resistance force that gets mounted. Shadowlord not warping in more units at this time. But, oh, there's another big wave of Zerglings from Quailman. This is just getting worse and worse. Indeed's managing to pick off some roaches here. with some slightly higher roach numbers down at this position. But now that Shadow Lord's army is getting into the picture, it's just looking bad. I think Wedge is completely out of food. He has 0 food now. No workers, no army, and they're going to rely on Indeed. Indeed is out of units too. Wow. That early game harassment was good enough. It wasn't a great response to it, and just was unable to really recover from that being down in that bad position. So Indeed is holding on. He has some hope that maybe his drones will be able to save the day, but unfortunately I don't think they will. Well, he's got some Zerglings coming out now, but once his unit producing structures fall, it's not oh, Shadow Lords are Archons. Now that's just mean. Alright, I think this game is over. We've got no hidden bases coming out anywhere. This is it. Once these buildings fall, the game will end. If Indeed doesn't end in the game first. Let's look at Indeed Vision. He's trying to stay on as best he can. I think he realizes that the game is over, though. And he does leave the game right before the timer falls. Alright, well that was that. The game went in favor of Shadow Lord and Whaleman. They were able to come out victorious in this 2 versus 2. Oh wow, even coming up some mutas. Solid play, really good rush, and see you guys next time.